Hello and welcome. We're going to begin this yoga sequence at the end of your mat. So coming down into a comfortable seated position, we're going to begin by taking some circular movements with our spine in one direction, making them as small or large as you like, and really seeing if you can free up some of the muscles in your back. Now begin to move in the other direction. And now coming still, interlacing the fingers together and rising your palms up to face the sky, simultaneously pressing your hips down into the floor and reaching up and out with your arms. Now float the right hand beside you to the mat and reach your left arm up and over, stretching through the left side of your body. And then coming up, moving to the other side, the left hand comes to the mat and the right arm reaches across. Again, the right hand comes to the mat, your left arm comes over, and placing the hand behind the head, open up through the chest and face towards the sky. Repeating on the other side, left hand comes down, right hand behind the head and open up through the chest. Coming back to the right, this time sending your left arm pointing in the direction of the right corner of the room. Then walking the hands over to the other side, right arm reaching towards the left. Now rising back up to your tall seated position, we're going to come into a forward fold. So moving the hands out in front of you. If you find yourself rounding through your back, come up and send your chest forward, lengthening through the spine. And only begin to walk the hands forward and fold as you find a little bit more space. Now begin to rise up. We're going to come straight into a tabletop. Your knees hip width apart and your hands are shoulder width or a little bit further out. And begin to take some circular movements on the arms, bringing some strength and flexibility to the wrists. And moving in the opposite direction. From here, we're going to flip the hands so the fingers are pointing towards the back of the room and make some forward and back movements. This is quite a strong stretch, so don't push yourself too hard. Flip the hands to face the front and begin to walk them out in front of you, coming into puppy pose. Your bottom ribs are tucked in towards your spine and your forehead should be resting softly on the floor. We're going to take an active variation, so press the hands into the floor to feel the stretch through the shoulders and the lengthening in your back. Begin to walk the hands back up, come moving into your tabletop position and lift the right leg so the thigh is parallel to the mat, your knee is bent and your foot is flexed. Keeping it as high as you can and without moving through your torso as much as possible. Open up to the right and then bring the knee down and back up, creating a circular movement within the hips. Take a few of these on the right side. It's quite a strong, difficult movement, so be kind to yourself. And when you've done a few, send your right leg out to the right side, your foot parallel, and rise up onto your left knee. Bringing the right hand to your hip and stretching your left arm up and over. You can place your right hand on your leg, just make sure you're not bearing down with your weight and you're supporting yourself with your legs. Rising back up to your kneeling position, you can bring your left arm to your hip and reach your right arm over, feeling a beautiful stretch to the right side of your body. If you have a little bit more space, you can bring your left arm to the mat. Rising out of the pose and coming back to your tabletop position, we're going to repeat this on the other side. Left leg rises at 90 degrees and taking some wide hip circles here. Really building the strength and opening up through your hips. Now sending the left leg out to the left side, parallel the foot and rise up onto your right shin. Again, your hand can come to your left leg and reaching your right arm up and over, stretching through the right side of your body. Placing the right hand either on the hip or on the mat and sweeping your left arm up and over, creating as much space between your fingers and your left toe as possible. Rising back up tall, coming back to your tabletop position. Tuck your toes and send the hips back into downward facing dog, rolling the armpits in towards each other, bending through the knees and pressing down through the hands to create length in the spine. You can slowly walk through the knees here. Pressing down through the hands, we're going to bring our right knee in towards our chest and stepping the right foot in between the hands. If you find you get stuck, you can bring your right foot to the outside of the right hand and heel toe into the center. Drop your left knee and rise your arms up into Anjaneyasana, bringing your right hip back and your left hip forward and sending the arms back to open up through your chest. Hands come down to frame the front foot. Inhale, open through the chest. And as you exhale, straighten through the right leg, micro bend the knee as the arms float behind. Inhale, coming forward, arms rise up. And exhale, floating back, fingers point behind. Last one, inhale, rise up. And exhale, straighten through the right leg, belly towards your thigh. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale, frame the right foot with the hands. Step the right foot back to meet the left into your half plank. Tuck the pelvis as you slowly lower your belly down to the mat. Tops of the feet press into the mat as you lift your chest up, opening through the collarbones. And then lowering back down. Frame the ribs as you lift to your half plank. Tuck the toes and extend into downward facing dog. Moving straight to the other side, the left leg comes in between the hands, drop the back knee, and float the arms up to the sky, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Hands can move behind to open up through the chest. And then framing the front foot, inhale to open through the chest. And as you exhale, straighten through the left leg, arms point behind. Inhale, sweep the arms up, Anjaneyasana. And exhale, straightening the left leg, belly to thigh. Last one, inhale, reaching up. And exhale, folding forward with your flat back. Inhale, arms rise up. Frame the front foot and step back into downward facing dog. Begin to slowly walk step by step, trying to keep your hands as flat as possible until you reach the top of the mat. Bend through the knees. You can clasp your hands around each elbow and rock side to side, releasing through the lower back. Roll up through the spine, vertebra by vertebra, and come into Tadasana, our mountain pose. Moving the weight into your left foot and bringing your right knee in towards your chest. You can open up to the side, or if you have a little bit more space, you can clasp around the outside of the right foot, send it long, and then open up to the right. Bringing the foot back to center, and without touching the floor, take a big step back into your high lunge. Arms float to the sky, shoulders drop down, and straighten through the right leg. We're going to move into pyramid pose, trying to keep the hips as square as possible, and folding forward from the hips, your back is flat, and micro bend in the front knee. Placing the left hand on the inside of the right foot and opening the right hand to the sky. Frame the front foot, press your weight into the hands and step back into downward facing dog. Moving into your full or half plank, shift forward on the toes, tuck the pelvis and slowly lower down to the mat. Press the top of the feet into the floor as you lift up. Inhale, baby cobra. And exhale, lowering down to the mat. Hands frame the ribs, tuck the toes as you lift up into your full or half plank, and press back into downward facing dog. Walk the feet to the top of the mat, and inhale to your halfway lift. Your fingers on the mat or on your shins, your back is flat and your neck long, and then exhale, folding forward. Slowly rolling up through the spine into your Tadasana. Weight into the right foot, left knee comes to chest, and open that knee over to the side. Again, if you'd like a little bit more, you can clasp on the outside of the left foot, lengthen through the leg, and then open up to the left side. Keep a micro bend in your standing leg's knee, and then bringing the foot or the knee to the front and taking a big step back into your high lunge. Straighten through your left leg and bending from the hips as you fold forward. The length of your pyramid pose will depend on your flexibility. Place the right hand to the inside of the left foot and float your left arm to the sky. Framing that front foot, we're going to step that left leg back and come into child's pose, your knees together or wide, your forehead resting gently on the mat. Maybe see if you can walk your fingers a little bit further forward. Begin to walk the hands back, cross the feet over each other, and roll back into a seated position, sending the feet out wide. Dorsiflex through the feet so your toes are pointing towards you. Micro bend the knees, and you can remain here if this is a strong stretch through your groin already, or begin to slowly walk the hands forward, trying to keep your back as flat as possible. It can help to create more space by actively pressing your legs down into the floor and then releasing slowly. Feel free to do that a few times, or maybe you'd like to walk your body over towards the left And then over towards the right. Just taking generally whatever movements feel good to you in the moment. Coming to sit up straight and bring the feet together. Micro bend through the knees, sit up tall and fold forward from the hips, aiming to bring your belly towards your thigh. If you feel that you have a big curve in your back, bend through the knees, touch your thigh to your belly, and then you can slowly walk your feet a little bit further out as you gain more space and flexibility. Rising back up, bringing the right foot to the outside of the left knee. Left arm wraps around your right thigh. Your right hand comes behind as you twist open to the right, gazing over your shoulder. Try to sit up as tall as possible in this pose. Now moving to the other side, send your right leg out long, left foot to the outside of the right knee, right arm around the left knee and twisting open to the left. If you'd like to come into a seated cross-legged position, if it's a bit uncomfortable to sit flat on the ground, you can grab a cushion or a pillow to raise your hips above your knee level. We're going to end this practice with pranayama, nadi shodhana. It's a breathing exercise where you alternate the breath between your left and right nostril. We'll begin by bringing the index finger and the middle finger to the center of your eyebrows. It doesn't really matter which hand you use. And you're going to use your thumb to block the right nostril as you inhale through the left. Use your ring finger and pinky finger to block the left as you exhale through the right. Inhaling through the right, using the thumb to block the right nostril and opening through the left, and exhaling through the left. You can use the other hand to come into Jnana Mudra, which is the OK symbol resting on your knee. Mudra is a hand gesture that can be used to bring an intention to the practice. One that you would know in your everyday life is the thumbs up or even the peace symbol. This can be a really soothing way to focus the mind while meditating or doing a breathing exercise. This breathing practice will balance the left and right hemispheres of the brain, regulate the autonomic nervous system, and bring on a sense of harmony and balance throughout your body. So all together now, we're going to block off our right nostril and inhale slowly through the left. Block off the left and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Block the right. Open the left and exhale. Keep going in your own time, and feel free to do this for as long as it takes for you to feel this sense of harmony. Please keep going with the pranayama if you need to. Thank you for practicing with me today, and I hope to see you next time.